you add the material from where you came in a combination of where you are, then is your emotion with the direction of the strength of the environment you arrive in decides if this physicality is going to be a spaghetti with bolognese meat or not, but you still call it bolognese. And then what happens? You decide to have 8 arms and 2 legs, or 20 legs and no arms, because you need a fast runner. So now, even today, you learn a new state of matter of the condition of the GANs in the state. Go back to the book, is in the book. The pictures are there. Could you give us the page, because you found it straight away yesterday or the day before. Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
I see Stanley put it in the chat here, I believe.
Book number 2.
Yes.
Page
Yes.
92, it says.
CO2.
Where you see the dry GANs, CO2 dry GANs. This is published as part of the paper about the development of the GANs. The pictures are in there, you see the power. If you look at the pictures, you see different layers of the GANs. They don't mix because of their strength difference. One of the reasons why when you put the GANs in the water and you shake it and it takes time to go down is a lot of that is because in space you can use this property. What you have, you create a GANs, and these, let's say, copper oxide GANs are all gapped and distanced. But you are in the water, in the GANs, liquid water, and your water is there, and you see the water increases more as the GANs goes to the bottom. What happens, why you have this, that you keep on getting water coming out, because now every one of these GANs have to move to one way or another to allow the molecules of the water slowly to get to find their way to the top. And as they come down, this positioning comes back, and then it allows the packing. So you can use the GANs materials as a filter. Combination of GANs materials. Is you who adds or takes, or can put a gel GANs in here, or you can put a dry GANs here. You connect it, you decide if you want to take from the urine of the man iron, or you want to take some. You can, people who understood this, when I stop is because I see it says weak internet connection, so I don't carry on teaching till it comes back.
It was just starting to break up there. Thank you.
So what you did this, I see there is a problem here, and people are trying to load up on the line. So what you see is the property which you have. And that's what you see when you mix the water of the GANs with the GANs. You mix water with the GANs and then you let it settle. As the water passes through, it absorbs the energy of the GANs. So that's why this water you can drink and have all the property. Because it's become the atomic matter state of the water by going through the GANs has changed and take the strength and properties of the matter state. And that's why as it's filtering through, it finds the property of the elements which are in the center of this with the matter state. Now you understand why your gas water has the property of the matter you are. But if you understood further, and even Douglas mentioned it once, and we seen it yesterday in the talk or the day before, I said, you see bubbles in your structure in the middle of the water. These bubbles are pure plasma conditions, which is created from the interaction of all the fields, and all their principal energy becomes a bubble, and that's why you have a center. If you put your GaNs material, your glass, and put it on a rotating table and then let it do, you'll find the energy in this water is totally different than when you do it normal. It's more concentrated, has more strength, because now all the energies of the free plasma is added to this as well. So it covers more spectrum of the energies which is needed. So you understand, slowly, slowly we come to it. I've seen Douglas is one of the first one who has started doing this. I've seen, I don't know if the others have done or not, is when he makes the capacitors from the liquid capacitor, he adds nano copper or nano something else into it, because now the nano material in the gas water of the capacitor becomes the behavior of the denser energy and a more powerful capacitance. That's why the capacitors made by Douglas are totally different than the others, because he has understood it and he does it automatically. We see these kind of things a lot with the members of the Keshe Foundation Innovation Center. They have understood and they do it automatically, but none of you have ever touched that. Now you store the copper nano. If it's copper nano dust, the outside is nano coated. The inside is still in the matter state, even doesn't matter if it's a dust. So it stores a lot of energy, and when you need it in the matter state, it releases it. This is one of the beauties of working with geniuses of plasma, because they do it naturally. No, so the whole understanding is, in these conditions, every structure has its own application. What you add? You add the GaNs, you add nano-coated particles, you add particles which are nano-coated. Each one will have its own property. We knew this years ago when we did tests in Belgium with a scientist in University of Kent in the electrical engineering department. It was very, very obvious. Without them knowing, I added materials and I could see how one system performs slightly than the other. One of the people who understood the operational transfer of energy in this level is the, I don't know if he's now become the head of the electrical engineering department of the Ghent University, but he was the deputy head. He understood it very quickly and he made for himself heating system in his house. And he said, it works. I said, yes, but don't tell anyone, they kill you. And this is how the process is. This is how, when you use patches, you receive different kind of energy. Depends if you add sugar or you add salt or you add a grain of copper into the what do you call it, your patches, as you've seen Brennan explained. Because now you add capacitance, you add storage in the matter state. Now you understand, we are moving, even in our new generation of the generators to be released, we should have hardly any matter state. We can produce megawatts of energy by understanding the transfer between different states of the matter. If you put nano-coated copper oxide in the center here and outside here, and now you put sugar in here with your CH3 and in here, God help you, what are you going to get? Because as you saw with the system of Brennan, we're tapping into the centers. You made another one and you see how it goes. That's what you see with the system which Brennan is showing you. He is tapping into energies. The papers, the aluminium, everything else is a filtering. You change these papers and aluminiums or copper, you will get different kind of energy out. This I told to the innovation team about a week, 10 days ago, and we see the rapid development and new achievement, because in the innovation center you work with the people who understand the totality. And when you nourish it, it's like a child. You bring a child from childhood to a genius, and these people are becoming part of it because they understand the close community of 6, 7. They analyze in the same direction, and that's what we're getting to get. The Innovation Center group will bring new technologies very rapidly, and that's what we said. If you understood this, that how you change everything from alkaline to acidity, if you look within 2 days time, maybe by Monday, the Keshe Foundation has put a new product in the market. We are marketing what we call the jugs. You can buy a jug from the foundation, which is designed to convert any acidic water to alkaline with any residual. Understanding this process, it goes on the market. It's already been done. The photo shot is getting complete today, I think. Now you understand. As I said, huge number of products will come next week or the week after. We release the agriculture unit. The week after, most probably before end of August, we release the first agricultural unit, where if you're a farmer, you can do 1,000 to 2,000 liters per second into the system that it comes. This first order has been getting completed. It was about 50,000 euro. If you're a farmer, you don't need no pesticide, you don't need no anything at all, but at a high rate you can change the farming. We do the same thing now in the condition we are creating for pollution of the environment in the cities, where instead of running the water, we run the plasma field, that the extension of the pollution in interaction will leave its residual inside. These units are built to go in places like Tehran, and you don't create winds anymore. You create magnetic fields and you collect all the residual material. So now you understand. You can change from any of these. You can put a GANS, liquid GANS. You can put a gel, or you can put the dry. Or you can put all three, where with the GANS you mix matter state, nano state in the other one, and you can put the GANS of the other with it. Now you see the game changes. We said we release products. Now we release products because we work in the dimension you have to understand, and there is no magic to it. So when you drink water, which is now getting delivered, you can place your order from Monday at 8.6 pH constantly, does not matter what. The rate of the cancer goes very rapidly towards 0. Because the energy in your stomach is not that much conversion from acidic to alkaline. It's a normal transfer. No high level of energy is left. That in this area, you end up with matter state. If you understood this setting and you understood the gap in between, now you know where to create your matter states, while it's going from one to the other. Higher order materials are created when CH is giving. Lower order materials given, transfer to you the knowledge of creation. It is you who have to understand the knowledge and apply it. If you understand, we are transferring a knowledge of the universe, that within the coming days and weeks, When you see more of what you call a spaceship, which is part is made by man and part made by the man of universe, we stand equal, shoulder to shoulder. We don't send you into the city on the back of a donkey. We send you to the city on the same cars at the. Very simple. It cannot be stopped. This cannot be stopped. The progress is rapid. In the coming days, we will see flying balls, systems, and everything else. And in time, we answer to those who became to be the stealers of the souls. Because you are not aware of it, but I know how to bring souls to speak. And then we see what they've done. As we speak, there is one going on the internet, on the lines of international condition. Those who tried with their thoughts, they could override the work of the foundation. We give them an option. You come and speak, or we leave it, will be spoken for you. Does not matter how you try to turn it. Any questions?
We have a question from Vic Tanif. It says, I have AuO2, golden oxide. Wouldn't that provide better and quicker M fields?
Depends. Always learn one thing. Your M fields is depends where you
I think you might have to say
plasmatic. Hello?
If we could get that last sentence again, Mr. Keshe, that would be good, because the bandwidth broke up there.
Yes, it depends what your M fields are going to be, your magnetical fields. You always give from the weakest to the strong in gravitation. You understand? You release as magnetical, but it becomes gravitational to the strength of the strongest. If you look at the Earth, you start with the strong field coming out, but as its strength reduces, it becomes the source of the field of the gravitation. So when you have gold, if you have, let's say, zinc, it's gravitational, it's not magnetical to it. But if you have the vice versa, plutonium, then the game changes. Depends which way you're looking at, where you're sitting on the atomic gravitational mass, or background of it, which is the magnetical part of it. You also find the magnetical, but you've got to see where this magnetical becomes gravitational of which part. So what is what you call magnetical to one state below can be gravitational one state above. It's the way you set up your structure. Look, the reason we choose very much, like in the center, we put very heavy materials. In the outside, we put CH3. CH3 receives huge amount of fields because it's weaker from the center. But in receiving it, it has not got the capability to hold on, so it gives more to what is next to it. So it concentrates the field, and then because it's part of the same structure, don't forget, like you put the copper CO2 inside, now the connection tells it where it's going to go. A lot of the mixtures, when you mix, write it down. Write CO2, write copper oxide, write CH3, and then see why you are connecting. This is the connection. You build connections, but at the same time, the stronger is giving, but you have taken a field. Remember, in the plasma technology, a strong always feeds the weak, but it's the weak which is the food of the strong. Makes it, because it brings it together to rise. So what it doesn't need, which is very limited, goes back in a stronger field to the strong. And then that's how you build it up. That's why you saw one Douglas says, he saw the field, the line, he tells you he has a CH3, he has added an alkaline. You got to look what's in that alkaline. A heavy amount of CO2, zinc oxide, copper oxide. But he tells you in the center, he has put already all the O's. So he has created the line of contact. And he has the line of communication in gravitational magnetic field, which we say carbon is the line of the transfer of energy. That's where you see the light. If you hold that light long enough and you can freeze it, you'll have diamond, because that line is the line of communication, which is a carbon line strength. Any other question?
There seems to be some confusion in the chat about the division or difference of the magnetic and gravitational. One person, Stefan, says gravitational feels the magnetic, I think. And
no, what is a magnetical of one becomes the gravitational of the strong one. This is what we always thought.
So, Mr. Keshe, it depends on one's perspective or position, I suppose, as to what...
From yes, you're correct, but from the magnetic gravitational strength point of. You understand? Not where you stand as a matter state, as you watching.
From the field's point of view, I guess.
Exactly. Plasmatic field, yeah. A lot of you who listen to the teaching today will come up with a different state of mind and thinking, but a lot of you who don't understand, you stick to the old because that's you feel comfortable. There is nothing wrong with it. Those who want to go to the next point will walk very rapid from now on. Mix the gases, the matter state, the nano state, the dry state, the gel state, and the gases and everything else. And then you come up with a new mixture, new strength, new storage. Some of you in a coming week, you will see is huge size, megawatts, the size of pencil. Depends how much you want to convert into matter, or if you put in the matter to be converted. Start understanding the process. Don't do monkey see, monkey does. This has to stop. Now you all have enough. You're intelligent enough to dictate it from now on. From now on, it's you who decides how to play. And no one can tell you you're wrong, because I was saying this to somebody very recently. I have made millions of professors in plasma in one go, and you're all professors. Because the man-matter professors are lost in the science of plasma. Not that they're wrong, they understood only matter state, not the plasma state, which is the non-dimensional, non-tangible. And this is where it is. It'll be very hard for matter state professors to accept your knowledge as the professors of the plasma. Be it you call the housewife, a man in Africa, a professor sitting in the advisor to the president of China, and the rest. All of you have been trained to the level, to the true knowledge of the universe. Those who want to be in the matter state, there is nothing wrong with them, because when you arrive to the position of the matter state, you become one of them. So there is no use to be arrogant to start where you're going to end up yourself. The process is very easy. If you all don't become professors of the space, in the space you need somebody to professors for you, and then they can abuse you. If you understand the totality, you cannot be abused in the space. And that's my job. That's why I teach this way, that you all understand and there is no gap for abuse. One of the conditions made with the Universal Council is that none of the sciences of the space will be given to man to abuse man himself and the others, but the man will be told not to become the abuser of himself. Any other question? Douglas, is the glue dried?
Mr. Keshe, I actually just put one more coat on it just about 5 minutes ago while you were drawing pictures there.
How long are we going to wait till your coat dries this time?
Well, this is the third coat I've put on this. These, like I said, I've had to cut these with a knife, so I've not been very successful.
But you got at home 3 daughters, and they all have 1 hair dryer each. It should not be that hard to dry, does it?
Well, you wouldn't think so.
Maybe no, fingernail polish.
I think it's something to do with the alkalinity in the glue. Everything I've tried.
Rick gave you the answer. He knows. He used to do work with these things. You got the answer.
Well, I was kidding about fingernail polish, and you could use the hairdryer to dry it.
In a way, it does. You can do it. Sometimes works very good.
There is different. There are different glues that work well, but it is very similar to what Douglas says in terms of the best glues take a couple of days to set up properly and really pull together and be very solid. If it's okay if you're doing low-speed experiments under around 1,000 RPM or so, and you can use glues that don't necessarily are that strong. But once you get up into 3, 4, and especially up in the 7, 8, or 9, or 10,000 RPM, then a little bit of vibration in the ping pong ball might tend to make it peel off or break or something like that.
So, Douglas, you're inviting us for lunch for Sunday, or are we inviting you for lunch for Sunday?
We should have.
It's a couple of days to dry, as Rick says.
Yeah. I'm gonna let them dry thoroughly, and like I said, I've got some proper 2-piece balls like Armin had the other day ordered, and they're on special order. They should be here in a day or two, but I'm gonna make these work in the time being. And Rick's right. That's what I've experienced. At lower RPMs, they'll hold together, but when you get up to the higher RPMs, the glue just won't. It breaks the bond.
No problem. We waited, Douglas, we waited millions of years. A couple of days won't do any harm.
Let's not rush it too much. Put a hole in your glue.
There are PVC glue they are selling in Home Depot. You can buy it from, and it's very good holding.
Good morning, Master Armand. Where are you today? Are you still in Arizona?
Yeah, going back tomorrow.
How is the factory coming up?
Very good. Everybody here, so they understand.
Thank you very much for your work there, Armand.
You're welcome, Mr. Keshe.
Any other questions?